How's it going, Chrono Clashers? The trend of red-purple destruction continues in Evangelion, and let's just get straight into the deck. We'll go by cost as usual. Shinji and Rei, Ritsuko, Akagi are going to be our 2 costs. They are fantastic for the guardian effects. 1 prevents the attacks, 1 returns anything to hand, and we know how strong this effect is and how sad Godzilla is that they didn't get any. They also have, fantastic use otherwise, giving recovery to a variety of your units, and Ritsuko also giving your EXs. And EXs are the name of the game in Evangelion, in my opinion. Next, we've got more ways to get EX cards. Mari Makinami and Ryokaji. Oh, and Evangelion Test Type 01. So these cards are mostly here because get an EX on play, get an EX when it dies, get an EX when it dies. Ryokaji also lets you get anything back from your discard just by tapping him. So that can really just create unfun situations for your opponent, which are fun situations for you. You know how that goes. And then the last 3 costs we have is Asuka Shikinami Langley for purple, which reuses one of your summon abilities for 1 on the pilot. This is really important because a lot of the strongest destruction comes on the EX cards, and they come as basically all the EX cards are EVAs. So you can EX summon, and then you have a 1 cost or a 3 cost way to reuse that effect and do more destruction. So this is really important, and Io can also do it on the Guardian effect, which doesn't come up as much, but she's fantastic. Always want to reuse that destruction abilities. Potentially one of the best cards in Evangelion. I'm not going to say the best because I think that purple 6 Angel is better, but this is a great way. It's one of the only main deck ways to just get rid of something. Don't run away. 4 cost. Return anything to your return anything to its owner's hand, and that person choose an opponent and discard a card. So pretty great. Ironically, you could use this to return your own card and then make your opponent discard a card, which would be kind of funny, but I've never seen that. And on top of that, you get the Guardian effect, return any battle to its owner's hand, which, we already talked about how good that is. So their 4 cost is going to be 9th Angel, which is an interesting card, right? You play it, you get an EX card, but you give your opponent 2 Guardians. And what I found is getting the EX card, having that on summon to get an EX is just too strong. And it's just so good to just start grabbing EXs as much as you can. That's why you saw all the EX grabbing in the 3 costs. We've also got Eva 01 Progressive Knife as a 4 cost. In this sort of destruction build, being able to attack and destroy a unit with Sentinel just kind of adds on to the pain and makes it so that your opponent can't try to defend and stave off any sort of onslaughts once you start attacking. Alright, this card's crazy. This is like a baby 6th Angel in my opinion. 2nd Angel Lilith can't attack at all, which has been very frustrating and very awkward sometimes, but you can tap it to activate its taunt ability basically whenever you want and give any battler -3. So once he's on the field, your opponent can't play any more humans, no more humans, they all die to this Lilith. And it also lowers the cost of more expensive units, expensive battlers, to be able to be killed by your other effects, which is pretty nice. Speaking of other effects, check out this 5th Angel, which destroys a unit. Doesn't destroy a unit, gives a unit -3 strength. So you can combine these, like if you play this on the first turn, then they play something that costs 6 strength, then you're like, okay, tap this, now you get -3, so it's at 3, and you play 5th Angel, and it's 0, and it dies. So these 2 can play together pretty nicely. If you ever get 2 of these on the field, your opponent's going to be very, very sad. Very sad. Another 5th Angel, that's a lot of 5th Angels. This card is crazy though. What it does is when it dies, you get an EX card, great. But it also, you choose your opponent and they discard 2 cards. So yeah, especially if you return this to your hand with cards like Ryokaji, you can just destroy your opponent's hand, and then when they have nothing on the field or in their hand, then you can start attacking them, and they probably just can't do anything about it. And 5/5 is, you know, didn't hurt anybody. Finally, our last 5 cost is Kaoru. This card really is only here for the Guardian effect to return it to the hand. Red Purple has just the best defensive Guardians because you get all of the return effects. Yeah, we love that. But you can use it as a pilot in the last ditch scenarios. But questing pretty much never comes up. So hopefully he goes in your Guardians. All right, a few more cards left in this deck. We've got Eva 02 and Eva 05. They both destroy based on strength. This one's really interesting. It's kind of like I couldn't find a good card that I liked, but it functions similarly to cards like the second Angel Lilith. You can play this on the first turn and then start questing with it. And anything they play, like if this is questing, then they can't play something that costs 4 strength or that has 4 strength or less, because when it goes back to your turn, you'll finish the quest and then you'll destroy it. Or it pressures them to attack that quest and run into one of your potential traps. And then this one destroys 3 strength or less on summon and on destruction, which is great combined with all your other effects like 5th Angel and whatnot to reduce strength and put them in range of this bad boy. And then finally, we've got 2 more beefy destruction spells. This card, I wasn't sure about in the beginning, but after playing it, it's just so good. It costs 7 for an action. You don't get anything out of it. That's kind of sucks. But you get to destroy 2 units with cost 6 or less. So if your opponent is just playing a ton of cards on the field, you can just, you know what, I'm just going to destroy both of them. And chances are they don't have much left in their hand because you just killed 2 of their units, and then it's like, all right, then we're good to go. And then the last card is Evangelion 13, which has a whopping 10 strength, which means it's a beast in the Guardian stack. It's got +2 Guardian attack, so whatever sticks around, it's going to be destroying things left and right. And when it comes into play, it also kills anything with 5 strength or less, which is like basically a bajillion things in Evangelion. So that is great destruction there. And that is it for the main deck. Let's talk about the EX deck. We've got a few low cost ones. These are going to be Eva 01 Dummy and Eva 01 Positron Cannon. Positron Cannon helps the minus strength kind of strategy of destroying things, controlling the field. And Eva 01 Dummy system gives a lot of Legion, so you should be able to recover your hand in situations or trying to essentially draw more cards if you need that. The next card is the new Near Third Impact, which is like, if it's really, you got a ton of destruction in this deck, but if it's really getting out of hand, you always have Near Third Impact, which destroys all battlers, both yours, both the opponents, and you have to sacrifice your own battlers to do it, but it usually ends up in your favor if you're playing this card. And then lastly, we've got just Eva EX units, which destroy things. This one, O2 Gamma, destroy something. AT Field, destroy something and get a card back from your discard. And then the Evangelion 13 EX card, which is just insane if you ever get this card out, because when it attacks, you discard a card and you choose a battler and return it to the owner's hand, which means anything they play from here on out gets sent back to their hand. And this basically wins the game when it comes out. That's at least in my opinion. Might not always be the case, but pretty often it will be. So that is the deck. This, Red Purple is the king of destruction, and it still is in Evangelion, and it works pretty well in their environment. So give it a try. Destroy all your opponent's battlers, and let me know how much fun you have doing that. Thank you, of course, for watching. So keep on learning, keep on having fun with us here at Chrono Clash Central, and I'll see you all in another video. Peace.